Hey, step to the plate, I'ma swing for the fence. Throw me the lob, I'ma dunk it like Vince. They think I'm from Sac with the way that I'm ballin'. I feel like a king, but I'm fresher than Prince. Baltimore raised and fly like a raven. Made it through mazes, that shit amazing. Vision so clear, they thought I got LASIK. Cradle to grave, we pounding that pavement. Made up my mind, told them pass me the rock with the game on the line. I'm taking a shot. Shit, all of my life had to play from behind. And now they just watch, like, is he gon' stop? I tell them I can't. They think it's a game, they take me for joke, I just laugh to the bank.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another special episode of the WWB Sports Podcast. I have on a woman who is extremely talented. She is a hard worker and she has a great sense of humor. A person that I've seen at many of the Battle Slam events. That's how I initially saw her. So everybody welcome in Miss Dezirae.
Hello everybody. Thank you for having me.
Yes, Miss Dezirae. How are you doing this evening, lady?
I'm good. How are you?
I was eating some Chipotle, scarfing that down. I'll probably pay for it later.
Sounds great.
Yeah, Chipotle guts are real. Chipotle guts is a real thing. But so let's talk about how we met. I met you at one of the Battle Slams. I've been to almost every single one of them, and I saw this nice young lady. I said, "Who is this nice young lady? She gives off such a positive energy." And then you were wearing all this black. I was like, "Is she?" Yes, no doubt. You were wearing all black. I was like, "Is she emo or is she doing something on the show?" Mm-hmm. And as I saw you had a camera in your hand, you were going around the ring, and I said, I am just so curious about this person. So Ms. Dezirae, for those who don't know you and what you do, kind of give them a little background about what you do.
So I'm Dezirae. I'm in Atlanta, obviously. I'm a photographer, and I just probably going into my third year of doing wrestling photography.
Oh, wow. This is your third year. Okay. So talk about how, are you like, do you do a full-time? This is your full-time, like pay the bills?
I'm a full-time photographer, but not just for wrestling.
Okay. Talk to me a little bit, because being a photographer is not as easy as people think, just pointing and clicking, right? Talk to us about what inspired you to get into photography. I'm curious.
Well, I started photography really in high school. They kind of make you do an art class, so I chose photography, and I've been doing it ever since. So I've done kind of different types of photography throughout, like since I started. But yeah, so I just like creating. I love making art, making memories for people. I've been doing photography for quite some time. Okay,
talk to us about your first camera. What was your first camera? What brand?
It was a Nikon.
Oh, you're a Nikon? Oh, God. I'm just joking. No,
I have a Canon now.
Oh, okay. You learned.
It was a Nikon.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember it's a Nikon. I think it was like a D3000 or something. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, I guess technically that was my second one. My first one was a film camera. Mm-hmm. I want to say it was a Pentax. I can't remember, honestly. Mm-hmm. But technically, my first one was a film camera, but digital-wise was a Nikon.
Hmm. So you know how it's like the big rivalry between Nikon and Canon people. Is that something that's still going on now?
It's gonna forever go on. Nikon, Canon, and Sony. So
Sony been doing that thing with the mirrorless, huh?
Yeah, Sony. I've been looking at them lately, so we're gonna see. I'm getting new cameras.
That's super dope. You talked about you did this in high school. Now, you don't strike me as a Southerner in terms of your accent. You strike me as a person who could be from either the Midwest, or maybe like Florida or something. Where are you from originally? Where's your home state?
Funny. It's funny you say that. Everyone says that. I am from Atlanta.
Oh, you from? Oh, my bad. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, but it's just funny because everybody says that. Like, you don't sound like. I think it's because everyone I'm around isn't really from here.
Ah, I got you. Now, are you from like the metro area, or are you from like more rural Georgia or Atlanta metro?
Well, I grew up in like Cobb County area.
Oh,
So,
CC,
like, the
baby.
outskirts.
Okay.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So, maybe that makes a difference, but it's still very south.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. You're true. Yeah. That's dope. Okay. So you grew up there. You wanted to get in photography. Now, did you ever go to college? Are you self-taught? Kind of talk to us about that, the process.
I did actually. I actually went to SCAD.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yo, hold up.
I didn't finish though.
Don't matter. That's still dope. Even if you went, that's want to tell people what SCAD really is, though.
SCAD is Savannah College of Art and Design. I went to the Atlanta campus. It is literally, it's an amazing art school. However, it is a private art school and it is very expensive.
The tuition probably like crazy.
It's unreal. It's ridiculous. But it's literally an amazing school. Like, I learned so much. You will always have, I really think all majors, I only know for sure for mine, but you always had equipment that you probably would never have in real life to use for whatever project you got to do. School's open 24 hours for projects and stuff. It's an amazing school.
Oh, wow. Another thing no question. Oh, no question around it. Something that I really like about you, Dezirae, a couple things that I noticed. You're just a creative. It just comes off of your pores, the creative spirit that you have. A couple things that I admire about you. Number one, you have some of the dopest t-shirts, like t-shirt game. Talk about your fashion, because if people watch and follow you on social media, you have some pretty cool, quirky stuff. Where do you get your fashion sense from? Where do you, because you have, I'm jealous of your t-shirt collection, to be honest.
Honestly, for my t-shirts, a lot of my wrestling t-shirts, I kind of stopped. I actually just stopped a couple of months ago, but I was actually doing the pro wrestling crate every month.
Oh, what?
And with the crate, with the crate comes 2 shirts. You don't know what shirt is going to be, but you always get 2 shirts. So every month, I at least have 2 more wrestling t-shirts. So that's why.
How many do you have? Would you say? How many shirts would you say you have?
Honestly, I have no, like, it's ridiculous to the point where I need to stop getting t-shirts. Like, I had to stop ordering them because I have way too many t-shirts. Like, nobody needs that many t-shirts.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. So I know who house to rob and get some t-shirts from.
I always have some.
Okay. That's super dope. Okay. Now, you're a wrestling fan, and there's a stereotype, about the wrestling fan. Typically, people think they're from the Midwest, and they look like Seth Rogen or something like that, or something like a real chubby Midwestern person. Talk about you, because it's really dope to see not only a woman, but a black woman that loves pro wrestling. I'm really intrigued by that, and I try to have as many women as I can on the podcast, because I love your perspective, and it's encouraging, refreshing to see that. Talk about how you got into wrestling, because I'm 32 going on 33. What era did you end up watching?
Well, I'm 31.
Oh, okay, cool. Same age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'll be 31 next month.
Oh, okay. You false flagging on the 31. Okay.
Yeah, because I'll forget if I don't.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, when I was younger, my mom used to watch wrestling, so I used to watch it with her.
Oh.
But I didn't really get like really, really into it until probably like almost 10 years ago. When NXT started.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Probably like right around that time is really when I got into the storylines and all that. I think a lot of people that don't like wrestling because they don't understand it.
Of course. They just look at it like, these people just throwing around each other in the ring, and they don't get it.
But like, once you actually pay attention to what's going on, I tell people all the time, wrestling is really theater for athletes.
It really is.
That's all it is. But when you start actually paying attention, that's when like it's the creativity part for me that I love the most, and putting the stories together, and like when you see wrestlers how they grow from the beginning from where they are now.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about wrestling is just awesome.
I love that.
I'm just a different person too. I like a lot of weird, different stuff.
I know. We'll talk about your sense of humor in a moment here, which is so hilarious. So great. Your mom was watching. Who was some of your mom's favorite wrestlers? Was it like a specific person, or?
It was definitely The Rock. Like, even to this day.
That's my favorite wrestler too. So.
And honestly, I don't remember many other people that you talked about. But it was definitely The Rock. I know she likes Shawn Michaels too.
That is super dope. So your mom goes back. She's been watching for quite some time then.
Yeah, my mom likes sports too, so she watch wrestling and football, basketball, track.
Wow. That's dope. Okay. Well, that's really dope. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So talk to us, because you're doing other types of photography, because wedding photography is very invasive. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of editing. You got to go to location, deal with brides, deal with all types of stuff. Talk to us about your first time getting into doing your show, getting into doing pro wrestling photography, and tell us some of your favorite moments and places that you've done your photography, because people need to know about Miss Dezirae, some of the cool stuff that you have done and are doing. So talk about, number one, your first time doing it, and then some of your favorite events that you've done.
So I actually started doing photography for wrestling because my best friend wrestles. So I did the class that he had at the end of his class. I started with doing like promo pictures for him. Mm-hmm. That was the first thing I ever shot for wrestling. Mm-hmm. And then I started out just going to his shows and doing little stuff like that. And just to kind of learn, get a feel of everything. I think the first time I did ringside was at Southern Honor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever been out there.
It's out there. I want to go out there. Gerard, who's on the podcast all the time, and Brandon, I've interviewed both of those gentlemen. I will be making my way out to Canton for the award ceremony, but I have not been yet there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Southern, I'm pretty much at Southern almost every show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was the first one I did. And then, that was the first one I did ringside. The first show that I went to was at Pro Stop to take photos. Mm-hmm. So as I just kept going along, and as I met new people and everything, that's how I got more into doing more places.
Wow. So word got around pretty quickly.
Yeah, I would say so.
Wow, because you a hustler. Because I know every time I watch, you are getting it. Like, you're getting in. Georgia is a big state, so to drive from one end to the other with traffic, and you are passionate about it. So
thank you. Yeah.
Hell yeah, and I acknowledge that. What don't people understand? So you're getting into the pro wrestling. Have you done any other shows? So you've done Southern Honor, you've done Battle Slam, have you done Capital Wrestling?
No, I haven't. I've done District.
District, okay.
I did, when Championship Wrestling, when they were out here, I did that. Mm-hmm. They were only here for a couple of months, so. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm forgetting somewhere else.
Have you ever done anything out of state?
Actually, I don't know if you've ever seen when Ziggy had his show, Outlandish Paradise.
No.
I did that one last year at WrestleMania weekend.
Oh, you went to WrestleMania and did photography there?
Yeah.
How was that?
That was awesome. Yeah.
Holy snap.
Was pretty awesome. Yeah, I went there. I just did one show there, but the whole weekend was a great experience.
Wow. You probably were losing your mind, like all those wrestling fans in one building.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was awesome. No, I didn't by the time WrestleMania came, I didn't even want to go because it was just too tiring. You already had 4 days of everything.
Okay, that's dope. Well, talk to us a little bit about what people don't understand about doing the photography for pro wrestling. What are the things that people don't appreciate or know about? Because how to get those because we all think about the Attitude Era and all the beautiful photos of like Stone Cold, The Rock. How hard, talk about some of the things that you have to keep in mind when you're doing photography for a pro wrestling event. Talk about some of the nuances and how the challenges that you face with producing great shots.
For starters, I would say you have to know wrestling. Mm-hmm. I've seen people come in I'm going to take photos for wrestling, but you don't know anything about wrestling. Mm-hmm. So because you have to know your angles, and as time goes along too, as I shoot more and learn more about each wrestler, it's about timing. So certain people, when they come out, I know how their entrance is, so I know where I need to be to get a certain shot. Mm-hmm. Or I know when a certain move is coming, so I know when to catch it. So it's really about timing and angles. And it makes a big difference. And lighting makes all the difference in the world, too. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So that is true. So you also almost have to have you have to foresee what's going on. So you really got to be very agile and be very aware. of that.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're saying some of these people that come off the street, they're like shooting like it's like a family barbecue.
Yeah. If you don't know anything about wrestling, this is not going to go well for you, but go ahead. You can't tell me. And then also what people don't realize is you have to actually be paying attention to what's going on. Because if I'm right next to the ropes and someone goes over the ropes, I got to get out of the way.
I would hope so.
Yeah, so you really got to be paying attention to it. But the hardest thing is like tag team matches. Sometimes I hate doing those because they be everywhere. Because they like a 6-man matches because you have so many people to watch out for because they could be coming from anywhere and you don't want to get caught in the middle in the middle of the crossfire. So, but it's fun.
Wow, I never thought about those nuances and how you got to kind of time it and be aware and the lighting. Because a lot of wrestling shows, especially when you're doing indies, they turn the lights down. So that can be very difficult if you don't have the right lens, right?
Yeah, but that's why it's some places that I would love to do, but the lighting's terrible. And like, it would just be a waste of my time in there.
Dang.
So lighting, anyone who owns a promotion, lighting is more important than you think.
hey, promoters, I'll talk to Randall. He has HBCW. Maybe we'll get you connected with him because he did some wonderful work with Cassandra Golden and some other wonderful ladies. And he has a promotion down in Florida. And Randall's really awesome. I love Randall to death. So maybe I need to connect you with him as well. So kind of talk to us about some of your favorite people to shoot, because we all have that person or that personality that you enjoy. Who are some of your favorite people to shoot that you have shot?
I don't want to say Carly because that's my best friend, but
okay.
But I've been shooting him for years, so like I know how he moves. I know he's going to give all the charisma, and I'm gonna get great photos out of him. So he's definitely one. Ziggy Dice. I know he's always gonna have something interesting going on. I like shooting. Like I haven't shot her in a long time. Rekka.
Oh yes, she's so beautiful.
Did
she get picked up by WWE?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I did see something. I did see her there for something, but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. She was flexing. I was like, maybe she got signed. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but Rec is good. Who are some other people? Dalton. He's cool too. Effie, I love shooting Effie. There's a lot of people, but I like shooting people that have like they do more than just wrestle. Like they have their whole gimmick makes it more interesting. Yeah, makes the photo more interesting. So, or even people that have good moves. I love shooting at Lucha Lucha. That's a good one too. Yeah.
So tell us about your best friend Carly. It's Carly Bravo, right?
Yeah.
He's from New York, right? Bronx?
Yeah. No, from Queens.
Oh, Queen, my bad. I don't want to say it wrong. He's actually up for an award. I voted for him, or should I tell people that I voted for him? I don't know. But he's up for an award for the Georgia Wrestling History and Wrestling Awards next week. He's like, everyone's talking about him. He's got a lot of buzz. He was on Impact recently, right?
Yeah, him and Ziggy just had a show on Impact. They did incredible.
That's big.
Yeah, it was very big. The crowd went crazy. It was a great match. So he's definitely moving up.
I love to see him and Sean Dean when they had the infantry. I wonder, hopefully they get another opportunity to do that. I was really excited to see where that was going to go with that tag team. Yeah,
they had a match at District. Was it the end of last in December.
District Wrestling. Okay, which is an offshoot of the Nightmare Factory. Am I correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. So, Kylie's really cool. He's very charismatic. He'll probably get an award. I think the dude it's a matter of time before somebody picks him up. The charisma, the personality, the spirit. How did you guys develop that friendship? Because he's a northerner and you're a southerner. So how did that work out? How did you guys become friends?
We've been friends for a very long time. He was actually friends with my cousin.
Oh, wow.
And some people we were kind of in the same circle, but it was like never the same days. And it was a photo shoot that I was doing once that he was at. And so we just kept working with stuff. And we've just been friends. I think we balance each other very well.
I love it. I absolutely love hearing that friendship and development there. Talk to us about your sense of humor, because you have a very peculiar sense of humor. It's not, some people are like, it's like, I'm a believe there's certain types of humors. Like you have your Seinfeld, you have your Curb Your Enthusiasm, but you also have people that like your Cat Williams and people that may like your, you know, like a, let's say, who's another guy that's, you know, like
Kevin Hart.
Yeah. So, you know, yeah, those type of people, or Kevin Hart's. Where do you get your sense of humor? Is because you have a very peculiar, interesting humor, and it's got a little deviousness to it. It's got a little, it's a very interesting. I find it very interesting following your stories.
I don't know. I think I'm literally like a combination of every type of comedy in one. Like I have some very dark humor, and some of it's like you said, Curb Your Enthusiasm. I actually love that show.
Yes, great show of all time. Hold up, hit me just clap. Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yeah, we out here.
Yeah, I actually really love that show. But like, I just have I don't know. It's just how I am.
What's your sign? What's your sign, ma'am?
I'm an Aquarius.
Ah, age of Aquarius. Okay. Okay, that's dope. I don't know a lot about signs, but I was just curious. Okay, that's a correct. No, I just think it's so dope. Not only do you have the most coolest, you're like the cool kid in school that you want to, like, you're like that cool, like, person that knows about a song before everyone else does, or they know about something on Reddit before someone else. That's the vibe that I get from you. You know what I mean?
That's funny. I like that. I'll take that.
Oh yeah, you probably have a really dope Reddit. You have Reddit, don't you? I know you do. You got to have Reddit.
I actually don't. I don't.
What? Oh, you got to get that Reddit in your life.
Yeah, like I'll see things every now and then, but I don't really pay attention to it.
Okay. Yeah, you got to go down the rabbit hole of Reddit. It'll take you some places. But but to wrap some things up here, so you've been doing your photography, you went to SCAD, you taught yourself, you've done different types, you're getting into the wrestling. Talk to us about your dream events and what your long-term goals are in this world of photography.
I would love to do wrestling photography full time. Like that'd be awesome. I just would love to be able to travel the world, I know that sounds corny, but like be booked doing so though, not just going places, like to be booked at different shows or different events. I just like to create. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be photography. I just like to help create things and put things together.
Okay.
Here it goes.
Well, you will. You know, you're talented, and you're a very personable person. Just from meeting you in person, you're very kind. You're very warm. You people gravitate around you. There's no doubt you're going to be extremely successful. So, is there a dream company or any? I don't want to make you feel like you got to put yourself out there. But is there a dream company that you said if you could do it, you would do it?
I mean, of course, I would love to work for WWE, but I will go wherever life leads me.
Where the money resides.
Yeah, where the money resides. You know, good money, good vibes. That's all.
Okay. Well, I see that in the very near future for you. No doubt, it's a joy seeing your work and at Battle Slam. Tell people where they can come and support your photography, where they can book you. Kind of give them the social so that we can support you.
Yeah, for wrestling, you can follow my wrestling Instagram at dophoto_wrestling. So DOphoto_wrestling. And then like my website for everything else is on there as well. And then my regular photography page is do_photography. So DO_photography. So follow me. I do follow people back. So.
I love it. And what we'll do for you is we'll put a link directly. So listeners, for Dezirae, a very talented, personable human being. We have to support good people in the world. We'll have the link for you guys to do that, to book her. I'm definitely going to be booking you as well here shortly because I got a character. We'll talk about it off the air that I'm going to do for my podcast, my little persona. And you're just so talented. You're a great human being, and it's a pleasure to have you on the podcast.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Folks, again, we getting cool people, man, like Dezirae. When you see her in person in real life, bro, she's cool in real life, not just on social media, bro. She is cool in real life, man. So,
I appreciate that.
Oh, sis, we out here for you. So, folks, thanks for coming on the WWB podcast, and we look forward to seeing you in the future. We are out.